We're live.
I'm alive.
Hello and welcome to the Spicy Oranges stream. All right, so I was just talking about how good this featured art was this week. This is by Cam, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. And it's like I guess it's a D&D character is what I'm reading from Cam's latest game.
She's an astronaut. I guess that's more alien.
Or I guess it's just a piece recently finished, but it's fantastic. I mean, great colors. It's got depth. It's got character. I'm into it. It's also it's like it's really nice to have to be able
Talent.
to feature so much like really talented art. Oh, I forgot to tell everyone. So I had this it's in my car. I got to bring it in. But my students offered to make me anything I wanted out of yarn because a bunch of them are crocheters and knitters. And they're on the last day of class they were like, "What do you want to be? What do you want us to crochet or knit for you?" And I was like, "Well, what I'd really like is a ball of yarn." Um, so
Made of yarn.
yeah, they made me one, and it's so good. I have a ball of yarn, not to brag or anything. All right, I have to figure out how to turn the Discord pings off or down. Notifications. Let's just turn them all off for now. All right, hopefully. All right, hopefully that solves the. Thank you,
Always.
Pika. Thanks, Pika, for letting me know. Hopefully that works. All right, so we featured some art, and happy Father's Day to everyone to whom it applies. I know it applies to at least a couple people here, and maybe a couple people watching. Who knows? Um, Last week, we moved on, right? We finally left the Radiant Citadel to go to a new and exciting place, and this is my reminder to the group to open up Owlbear Rodeo so that you all can see the new maps that are at your disposal. Who would like to do? Well, first of all, it's good to see everyone. Glad you're here. Who would like to do a recap of what we did last week? No one? Slackers.
What are we calling our campaign now?
Oh, wait, who's streaming something? Is that you, Zig?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna stream Owl Bear, so in case we need to reference it, folks will
Good
see it.
idea. I have to watch it
So
then.
last time on the multiplanar adventures of
Spicy orange.
Ezra's roustabouts, we all woke up hung over. There was some screaming outside. There was a man who Borgel had suspended upside down. Uh, the man was a messenger from Speaker Shola. And asking for us to go see Speaker Shola. We bought some magic hangover curing pastries on the way. We learned the contents of Gelidus's pockets, which included a gold pocket watch, although none of us know what that is, a fork with 6 tines, a coin with a picture of a crusty old white dude on one side and an eagle on the other, half a locket with the name Ted on it, and a small shiny blue rock, which seemed to stir something in Jana, although none of us know why, and the equivalent of 18 gold, which Dirk laid claim to. Um, when we
Because of
got to
course he
Speaker
did.
Shola's, there was in addition to Speaker Shola, there was a wizened old gnomish man named Farian House, who's a representative from the Fey Kingdom on Joram. That's the island that we're heading to. A tall, straight-backed man with a blonde mustache named Borwell Kenneth, from the Publian Empire, and a giant rabbit named Bundo Sitzpickler from the Wild. Those are the 3 nations of Joram. Um, Skip was there too. He looked like he was in good shape, showered, neat and orderly. Just that guy continues to be a burr up my ass. Borwell told us that there are rules about Joram that we don't know, and he shared them with us before we went. Always obey the local and national laws. Acknowledge all treaties. Never break any treaties or laws. We must always have a local guide with us to ensure no incidents. We must remember that everyone in the Empire is a subject of the Emperor. May he rest in peace. May he live forever. All citizens have equal protection under the law. Guests are protected by the same laws. Those are the 4. Uh, we won't be crossing any borders into the Fey Kingdoms. Asterisks. To be added later. We have to stay within the Empire. There's no laws in the wild, but each region or city may have their own rules. Um, so we have to pay attention to that if we end up in the wild. Dirk bought a ring of scaled resistance. Well done, Dirk. We got a courier note about Borgel's contract saying it's void. We hired a cleric named Bernice to remove his curse while we're gone, and we paid her a
I
pretty
do
penny.
love me some Bernice.
Um, a pale red-headed boy showed up and offered to help with Borgel and Matilda. Willie is the boy's name. There's about a month left until the next gloaming day on in Baldur's Gate. And then we went to the
These notes
Gloom's
are
Edge.
really thorough. This is
Yeah,
impressive.
yeah, they're gonna be worse tonight. Don't worry.
He's a good man. Thorough.
Yeah. Good man and thorough.
Uh, we tried to find out some information about Ariat and where he might have disappeared to. We talked to a former shield bearer whose name I don't think I got, who told us that every day, oh, Harmon is the former shield bearer. Every day shield bearing is getting worse. It's a shit job. Sucks. But everybody really respected Ariat. There's a kind of social caste system in the Publian Empire. It's a republic. Skip's older brother and older sister, and maybe an uncle, would be in front of him in line for the emperorship now that the emperor has died. Or maybe this is like a Warhammer 40K thing, and he's like mostly dead. Um, uh, Shout out to Warhammer 40K, and their efforts to get rid of all the neo-Nazis. If you're a neo-Nazi, may get punched in the face. His family is loved and respected. They generally make good decisions. They think long term. And while we're at it, if you're an old Nazi, may be punched in the face. Bundo comes with us. Oh no, he was at the Gloom's Edge, and there were some women sitting on him, recreationally. When we went to leave, Bundo came with us again. Uh, we all noticed, or more of us noticed, the black crack in the diamond, and there's something badly wrong with the diamond, which is alarming, of course. We arrive in Joram, landing just outside of Drunel Hall. It's a hot midsummer day, right around noon. There's a river with some rafts in it for some stone to be ferried about up and down the river. And Skip knows just where to start. The Bard's Cobbler. There's an owlin behind the bar who recognizes Skip, and he's excited to see him the end.
That was impressive. All right. You are currently in the Bard's Cobbler. Is that what it's called? I think that's what it's called. Let me bring up my notes. Yes, the Bard's Cobbler. So, as you can see, Zerwin has been kind enough to share the map on Owlbear Rodeo for everyone to see. But the town slash stronghold of Junal Hall has a city wall around it, but there are two different castles, right? Um, and you sort of discuss this with Skip a little bit, the history of how this happened, but it's strange. Uh, how the town has sort of been pieced together. There's quarries and there's farms and there's logging, um, but the seats of power, as it were, reside with these two ancient houses, um, and the people who rule them. The Bard's Cobbler is one of only 3 establishments in the whole town which has places for people to stay. And sure enough, the person who, let's see, can I don't think I can share this. The person who greets you, um, who knows Skip, that's not the right screen, is this guy. Can you see this guy?
No, the stream is a black. Oh, yep, now we can see it on the stream, although it's just kind of up in the corner there.
Yeah,
This is good though. We can see our names now. There was somebody said, I think, in the Discord that maybe they couldn't see our names.
yeah.
Sort of a Han Olo, if you would.
Oh, wow.
I'll throw myself out.
Right. So this gentleman here approaches, and Skip gives him the like kind of, and it's hard to, that's the expression on his face when he sees Skip. And then they sort of like make a weird growling noise at each other. And then they go, "Ah!" And they lunge into this huge embrace. And they start laughing and slapping each other's backs. God damn, it's good to see you, Skip says. Veilthorn, these are my new friends. Everyone, this is Veilthorn, one of my oldest and best friends. Veilthorn sort of eyes you and gets, he's got a sort of a grin that he likes to wear, you can tell. And he says, well, first of all, I'd like to apologize for everything that happens for the rest of the evening, and also that you were introduced as Skip's friends. I promise I'm a much better half. Nevertheless, any friend of Skip's is a friend of mine. Please, come in, come in. It's probably midday. The Bard's Cobbler is a 3-story inn. It has an entrance where you sort of walk in. There's a bouncer there. It's a human male. and he just kind of waves you in, obviously, because you are with perhaps someone important with Veilthorn. As you go into the main area, you see that there is it goes 3 stories up, and there is oh, what's the name of that? Where it's like balconies all the way around the next 2 stories. So the rooms, you can see each of the doors from the bottom floor, right? As the balconies go all the way around the walls. Um, the main floor is quite large. It's, probably 60 to 80 feet in each direction. And there's a bunch of tables, a big bar, a big kitchen. It's got a lot of people inside already, and there's a good amount of noise. A lot of friendly and raucous conversation. People are eating lunch. People seem to be socializing, and you also notice that there are a lot of martial-looking folks here, as opposed to just commoners. Almost everyone in here right now looks like they've either like they are either adventurers or soldiers or hired hands of some sorts. Not that there's any friction, just that it's uncommon. You also see a wide variety of creatures here. There are goblins, there are owlin, there are um, there are other creatures that maybe you recognize and maybe you don't. There are humans and elves and dwarves and tieflings and everything in between. Veilthorn takes, sort of has Skip by the shoulder. God damn, it is good to see you. It's been years, fucking years. You haven't even written me a letter, you son of a bitch. Come on, we'll go up to my private booth. He leads you all upstairs. You walk past people, guards, a female and a male guard at the bottom of the stairs, up to the second floor, and the second floor is mostly like rooms to an inn, but there is a second floor bar, and next to that second floor bar there is like a private windowed off and then curtained area. Veilthorn leads you in, and it's got a bunch of couches and chairs, a lounge sort of area. Please, he says, make yourselves comfortable, and welcome to the Bard's Cobbler, my humble establishment. And he grins that grin. So, how do you all know this ragamuffin scoundrel? He says, nodding at Skip.
We only just met him a few nights ago. Uh, he we were all trying to become the master of pubs, as one does. And wouldn't you know it, Skip walked away with the victory. We gave him a run for his money, though.
He probably
Does he
cheated.
have any money? Does he have any money?
Are you kidding
You
me?
would
He's
know, right?
fabulously wealthy.
We'll keep that in mind.
He's practically the heir to the Empire. All right, asshole, Skip says. Tone it down. They know who I am. At that moment, someone else enters. And it is this person. Um, when she walks in, she looks a little surprised to see everyone in here, but she's clearly working. Velthorn stands up when she walks in and walks over to her. Skip, I want you to meet Calixos. Um, she looks at everyone and she seems to recognize Skip, sort of doesn't recognize the rest of you. And she says, "Hi, it's nice to meet you. Um, I'm sorry I can't stay, but one of the two of us at least has to work around here." And she kind of gives Veilthorn a look, and he's like, "Babe, I haven't seen my best friend in years." And she's like, "All right, fine, but later you're washing the dishes." And she turns and says, Besides the poor company, what can I get the rest of you? Drinks? Food?
Are there any lunch specials of any kind?
Yes, the special is that we serve lunch every day. Aren't
That
you
sounds
lucky?
good. I'll have that.
I'll take a beer.
Some ale would be amazing. Thank you.
You got it. 1 lunch, 2 ales. Anything for the lady?
I'll have ale as well.
3 ales. And for you, sir?
Just water for me right now.
You got it. I'm gonna say that Dirk wants a beer also, so she'll grab him one. She turns and exits, and Veilthorn sits back down after she leaves. And Skip goes, "She's beautiful, and she doesn't take your shit. I'm already in love." Veilthorn says, "She really does a lot of the work here. I do most of the bookkeeping and the glad handing, but I couldn't do without her. She's amazing." "How long have you?" Skip says, and Veilthorn says, "A couple of years now, buddy. Yeah, you've been gone a while."
Does she have a sister?
You would be surprised how often I get that question. She does not have a sister, and she's also not from around here, sorry to say. But to be fair, most of the people here aren't from around here. Case in point, what brings this group here to my lovely establishment?
We're here for a few reasons. We are looking for an old woman and a teacher. Can never remember exactly which name is for which one. We're looking for someone in Journal Hall named Eartha Dranlin.
Eartha Vandren.
Vandren, that's what I said. Correcting it in the notes. And also,
Everybody knows
hear-
Eartha. She's one of those people, you know. She's funny and smart and beautiful and works with kids. It's like, you know, everyone who comes to town falls in love with her.
well, we're here to make a delivery. Although I think we're hoping that she can point us in the direction of someone who can remove a curse from a book.
I wouldn't know anything about that. You got a
And
lead?
then, I think that's why we're hoping to talk to Yurtha. She might point us in the right direction.
Sure.
And then can you tell us anything about why there are 2 castles here? Which families might be in those castles? Why there are 2 of them? That seems strange.
Sure. So, sorry. You've got Fort Magnus in the center of town. That's Skip's family's old property. What's it been? 1,000 years, maybe? Skip nods. Something like that. It was the first castle built here. It's the older of the 2. It's very slightly smaller. It has its own walls within the city walls. The founders of the city built it here from stone from the quarry. And then, about 50 years later, they built Castle Elias, which is just outside of town to the northwest. Why? We don't really know. It's been lost to history. But once the Publians moved out, then the grand bickering began, let's say. I try to stay out of politics myself because it's bad for business to choose a side. Also, I think they're both assholes.
I look over at Skip.
Oh, it's not my family, Skip says. We left here 1,000 years ago. But
Who did
yes,
you
my family's also assholes.
who did you say the two families were that are currently occupying the two castles?
I didn't say, but then you didn't ask. There's Linsarian Benathian. She is still the head of Castle Aelius. Seems like a nice enough woman. She's got to be pushing. She's a human. She's got to be pushing 80 now. Seems like a kindly grandmother type, but also has got a kind of a sharp tongue. She's actually okay. It's her heir, the grand nephew, or the great nephew, whose name is Kian Hapvar. That one is, well, let's just say he's banned from this establishment. On the other hand, you've got Vinith Geta. He lives in Fort Magnus. Vinith
Alone?
is no, his husband lives with him. Vinith is a cranky old bastard. He doesn't like people, and he doesn't talk to many people, and he mostly just sits inside his castle and collects money, I guess. The weird part about that family is that we're not sure who the heir apparent is. And, Vinith's no spring chicken. Listen,
How old is his husband?
his husband's a little younger. I think Vinith's in his mid-60s, and his husband's in his early 50s.
Are they also human?
No, Vinith is a tiefling. His husband is a human.
You asked us to listen.
Sorry, his husband is also a tiefling. I'm not sure why you guys came here to talk to a school teacher, but you picked a hell of a time to come. This is a convergence of things happening here that have literally never happened here in the 1,000 years that this town has been here. He turns to Skip. Did you tell them? Skip's like, did I tell them what? I literally just got here. Jesus, you guys don't know, do you? None of you have any
don't.
idea what's happening right now.
I
We had
rarely do.
We had heard that this area was that there was a ley line in the area, and that there's currently a sort of infection of the magic from where we come from, and we were told that Journal Hall was the source of that. That's the main reason we're here.
What the fuck ever. Maybe, but I couldn't tell you anything about that. But I can tell you that the Three Realms tournament is happening this week, and the semi-annual Fly Awards are happening this week, and there's some crazy, mega rich, eccentric dude visiting for who the fuck knows why. It's a madhouse.
What was the second thing you said? The fly what?
The Fly Awards. Oh,
Oh,
yeah. Okay, so there's this guy, right? He's, he's kind of famous. And he, years ago, started this competition for chefs. And so he goes around and, every year people get nominated and he tries their food. And if they're good enough, he invites them to a competition at the Capitol. His name is Robert Flinius, but everyone just calls him Fly, and they're his awards. Listen, he's a wealthy, royal foodie who started a competition because he fucking likes food. Who cares? It brings in tons of business, and for the first time ever, a chef from Journal Hall has been nominated. It's a big deal. And so everyone in the whole region, all the chefs in the region are coming here to cook. which would be great if it weren't the fucking Three Realms tournament.
What
What's
was
the
the
Three
third
Realm
thing that you
tournament?
mentioned?
Sorry.
Go with that one. Zerwin's question first, please.
I'm sorry. Can I get all your names? You're Zerwin?
Yeah.
That one is. That one is the one on the bottom there.
Right. And you, sir, the one with the small back?
My name's Ezra, and then he's Gelidus. That's Jana. Owen's in the middle, and Dirk's kind of like behind us in the shadows.
The Three Realms tournament. Well, every 4 years we have a great games. And it's this year, and it's Hall's turn to host. We have that the Hippodrome outside of town. That's where the games will take place.
What kind of games?
So there are Skip sort of fills in. Yeah, I didn't know it was that year, guys. I'm sorry, I should have prepped you for this, but I just didn't know. Every region will qualify a champion to come compete in these games. There is a best in melee, there is a best in unarmed, there is a best in range, and there's a best in caster. It's sort of like a bunch of, you know, combat games with healers standing by to make sure no one is permanently disfigured or killed.
That sounds awesome.
It's truly epic. People come from all over the empire to see it. It hasn't. Gosh, the last time I was here, it was in the capital. It was in Puergos. So it's been a while. And Drunel Hall is the smallest place that hosts it, but it has one of the biggest stadiums. Vilthorn fills back in. So basically, every region gets to nominate or qualify someone to compete. And then in addition to that, nobles or the ruling class can nominate their own champions to compete. You'll get for each, division, you're going to have 20 to 30 combatants or contestants.
What do the winners get?
Well, good question. They get a lot of things. So it's 50,000 gold for the champion of each division, and then there is what's called the Guardian of the Realms, and that is the person who they feel has done the best overall, and then that person gets 150,000 gold. Then there are also magical items up for grabs for second, third, and fourth place. And of course, great renown and titles that go along with it. Yeah. There's actually, how's your ale? Are you liking it? So the ale that you're drinking right now that they brought to you is a really like malty brown ale. It's quite good, but it's a little on the sweet side. It's different than like the sort of bitter ales that you had in Kryn. That ale you're drinking right now, that was made by the last champion. That's called the Antler Ale. Yeah, he lives just outside of town. His name is Chuckles. I have an exclusive deal to buy his beer. I'll tell you the truth. It's pretty good beer, but people just drink it because it's got his name on it. So
You met.
yeah,
You mentioned a third convergence or a third thing as a part of the convergence.
this Vikin Zrayax. Vikin Zrayax, how do I describe him? He Well, he's probably the wealthiest person you'll ever meet. And he just basically travels around and spends money. I don't know how to describe him, but he's always got an entourage wherever he goes, obviously. He creates a hubbub wherever he goes. He likes to go around and kind of like seduce the most beautiful woman in an area and like add them to his little harem for a short while before he leaves. And he's here, and no one knows why.
Ezra, this guy's like a guy you're really gonna like.
Yep. Sounds like exactly the kind of person I have had to suck up to for most of my life.
There's kind of some bad news. He turns back to Skip. Look, I can give you rooms tonight, but tomorrow you gotta go. Find somewhere else to stay. Because I already booked out all of these rooms to combatants and the contestants in the competition. It's been that way for 6 months, buddy. I'm sorry. I just don't have the rooms right now. Skip says, "It's all right. I understand. We'll find some place. If you could put us up tonight, that would be great." Absolutely, Veilthorn says. Of course. I
Is
wish I could.
Vicken? Sorry,
I wish I
sorry to
could put you
interrupt.
up all week. Go ahead.
I was going to ask, is Vicken a human or something else?
Vicken.
Uh, the way
Oh,
I thought you said Vicken's Rayax is what I wrote.
yes. Vicken. Yes. Viccan and Zrayyax. No, he's not a human. He's a dragonborn.
Um, sounds like it's going to be hard to find a place to
Hold on, hold on.
stay.
Give Dirk a second to make several uncomfortable comments. Okay. Sorry, go ahead.
That was good. Um, you said that there's only 3 places to stay in the whole city.
Yeah, they're booked totally. In fact, not only are they booked, but there's a tent city springing up around the Hippodrome.
The Hippodrome is the large building, kind of U-shaped just outside the city. I think we maybe passed it on our way in.
Yeah, it's hard to miss because it's like almost half the size of the city itself.
Yeah, it looked like maybe it might even be bigger than the 2 castles.
It's significantly bigger.
All right. Well, then they have rooms there for us to stay. Maybe. I
No,
know they don't.
no, it's basically, the bottom level is like holding cells and training spots and equipment and healing tents, and then everything else is just either vendors or attendees, spectators. Once the games start, though, this city will change. People are already rolling in, and you've still got a couple days before the opening ceremonies. But people started rolling in a week ago. Actually, if you guys, I know you just got here, but if you feel like making a little gold, I could use a hand. I need someone to go out to Chuckles' place and grab a couple more kegs. They're already paid for. I just need them brought here safely.
Could probably do that. What do you think? It'll take us a few hours, probably.
Not even. I mean, maybe an hour and a half if you have horses. If you're walking, it'll take you a while. Do you have
Uh,
horses?
not with us.
Um, let me get you some. Let me get you some in actually, let me get you a pair and a big wagon. It'll be easier that way, and you could be out and back in 2 hours easy. Would you? I mean, I'll tell you what. If you do that, everything on the house tonight, no lodging fees, no food fees, no drinking fees for the rest of the night.
We're in.
Yep. You
Can I
had
get a
us
beer?
at
Can I get a couple beers for the road, please?
Sure, yeah, no problem. I'm gonna go set it up. I really appreciate it, you guys. Thank you so much. Skip, I'll see you later tonight. Skip says, "You better believe it, buddy. You owe me a lot of drinking stories." By the way, did everyone see the picture of Skip in the NPCs?
Was it labeled
Yes.
Skip? Oh,
Oh yeah, he's
yeah.
the most recent one.
Gotcha.
Why does the guy need 2 swords? Doesn't make any sense.
He's a witcher.
Like he doesn't know which one to use. Ha!
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's gonna be like that all night.
Wait until he doesn't show up to something, then we can call him a winner as well.
Nice.
Very good.
There's
Um,
Skip. Wait a minute.
cool.
So I look over at Skip. I was like, Skip, how do we get into these games, dude? Like, I want to compete.
Yeah,
There we go.
is that gonna be a problem because we have these rules we have to stick to really closely?
Well, let me ask you this. Why do you want to compete in these events?
So Dirk can buy another ring that's not going to be that useful.
Once again, saying what's on everyone's minds.
I can nominate, I mean, I'm of the noble class. I can nominate one of you for each category.
Do we compete as a team?
No, it's individual only.
So could you explain to me how they pick the overall best performer if you only enter one category?
Judges,
Okay.
it's a vote. Sort of like at the end, everyone votes for the person they thought was most outstanding in their category. And they tally the votes. When I say everyone, I mean everyone that is a snobby asshole or a noble.
Gotcha.
I've always
Well,
said they should let the contestants vote, but no one ever listens to me.
what kind of people would we be competing against? Would it be other snobby assholes? Because I'd love to just beat some of them up.
Some of them will be. They'll be young nobles who want to try to make a name for themselves. Some of them will be from the other realms. There'll be some people from the Fey Kingdoms. There'll be some people from the Wild. They'll be from all over. I mean, there'll easily be 30 to 40 contestants, and some of them are going to be badasses. Some are going to be pushovers, and they'll get weeded out quickly. I've seen
Guys,
fields as big as 60 before. Just to
guys,
throw that out there.
we should definitely do this.
I think there's room for us to do that, but we should
mean-
also try not to lose sight of the other reasons we're here.
To be honest with you, I can't remember why we're here.
Well, that's
Listen.
why I'm here, Zerwin, to help you
Listen.
remember.
Jana can shoot the dick off a hummingbird from 200 yards with that bow. She has got to get into the archery competition.
She would have been my pick for that as well.
Yes.
Well, now I have to try.
And we can also charge, obviously, for hummingbird-based circumcisions.
Someone fetch the woman a hummingbird, please.
Skip says, "Is this true, Jana? Are you really that talented?"
I'm all right.
I'm more.
Is
and
there
more
like a
impressed.
piece of fruit nearby?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I grab one, I'll look at Jenna, and I'll throw it up in the air.
All right. What do I roll?
An attack roll. with your bow.
I hope it's a critical miss. That would be awesome.
Yeah, it's me.
Has the apple taken its turn yet? Because if not, then Janet gets advantage.
Oh yeah, do I get a sneak attack?
On an apple? I
You're
don't know.
gonna need it.
Sure, why
It didn't
not?
do that well.
Yeah,
It
go ahead.
didn't do that. I got an 11. So what is that with advantage? And
You
sneak
gotta-
attack.
You
You get
re-roll
to
the
roll
20.
Yeah, you can reroll the 20, but I mean,
That apple was a mimic, so
Let this hereby be known as the time that Jana
Failed
sneak
to hit an
attacks an
apple
apple.
twice.
that was your rapier, though.
yeah, you
Like-
attacked with the wrong weapon.
You're blindly throwing everything you have at this apple.
Did you just put your rapier in your bow and shoot it?
I say yeah.
No, I didn't roll a 1.
All right, what did you roll?
12.
All right,
On the rapier. Do you want me
No,
to roll
you
the
She
longbow?
actually put Gelidus in her bow,
you
fired,
gotta
and,
roll your
and he
bow.
caught the apple in his mouth. That's how good we are.
Wow. So far, I'm 8.
Nice. Total, that's with everything?
Well,
Wait,
an
Yeah.
11. 11 plus your sneak attack.
What is the advantage? What is this? Yeah.
Advantage just means you roll 2d20s and take the higher.
What's the sneak attack? To look it up again.
All right, who's got the danger awesome points to burn for this?
I do. I'll do it.
Don't do it.
No.
Dirk is gonna explode.
I have 8. I'll throw into this.
So Owen throws the apple up into the air, and Jana, like super smooth, super fast, like unshoulders her bow, pulls out an arrow, draws and fires, completely misses the apple, sticks into the like beam behind Owen's head, and then the apple thuds to the ground. And
Um,
Skip,
Yeah,
and
Can
Skip,
I like?
All right.
so because Jana has a longbow and we had. Sorry, can we get into the weeds for a second?
Yeah.
So Jana isn't. We had this conversation about how Jana definitely should be able to use a longbow, but because she's a rogue, she can't. So it's actually another +4 on that 12. So it was a 16 to hit the apple.
all right.
It didn't include her proficiency bonus because
So the arrow nicks the apple, and
it's a
then
lot better.
slightly veers and hits the beam behind Owen. And then the apple like spins and falls in Skip's lap. And then he looks over and says, "Did you do that on purpose?
Yes.
You should enter this competition. I will definitely sponsor you.
Thank you.
Roll me a check. Would you? What is it? Performance?
Deception.
Deception. Yeah.
Deception?
I'm gonna give you the help action.
What do you say to help her?
I'm gonna say you should see her skewer watermelons.
You should see her circumcise hummingbirds.
15.
Okay. You don't know if he believes you or not, but he's like, you should definitely enter.
What were the
Sure.
other competitions? Could somebody remind me?
Melee, unarmed, ranged, casting.
Hummingbird circumcision.
Yep. Yeah, there's a 5th one this year. You know, it's like in the Olympics when they try new sports like power walking and stuff, except it's hummingbird circumcision.
Duncan, do you have no respect for the ancient art of power walking?
uh,
There are gonna be some angry old
Yep.
people at you.
There go the
There-
sneaker
Yeah,
sponsorships
we don't.
that we were gonna get.
And the depends.
Nice. Well,
Go while
Gelidus,
you walk.
between you and I, which one of us do you think should enter as a caster?
who are you asking that?
I'm asking Gelidus. He's so confident that he already ran to the hippodrome. Hippodome.
the hippocampus,
Hippopotamus.
the hippopotamus. His lyrics are bottomless.
Yep. Yeah, so we do need to keep in mind we have these other two things we're trying to accomplish while we're here. I figure at this point we're probably walking alongside the horses and the cart on our way to.
No, you're still in the room. You're still in Veilthorn's private room talking.
Zerwin, would you like to be the melee combatant, or would you like to be the punching guy?
Ooh, yes.
You want to do both?
I will do either or both.
I guess hopefully there's seduce a mule or something.
You can't do both, Skip says. You can only enter one. You can either brawl or you can melee.
So I assume brawl just means unarmed, right? That's
Yes.
I'll go unarmed. Shit, I'll grease up.
I still have all my teeth, so
We've also got Dirk.
No, he's not here. He's
All right.
missing out.
He's also is he like
So if I nominate Owen for the melee and Zerwin for the unarmed and Janet for the ranged, that still leaves the caster.
well, we could put you guys in a trench coat.
Yep. The two of us together, we would be one person.
Owen is full of good ideas tonight.
Well, I mean, one of you could fly to make it a little lighter on the other,
Listen, I'd be glad to do it, but Gelidus, I don't want to steal your thunder if you really want to compete in extraplanar games of sorts.
What's the caster have to do? I'm sure you're better at it than I am.
It's casting combat. Two casters enter an arena. One walks out. The other's carried out on a stretcher.
Oh, I don't know. In the last combat that we had, you maybe had the most clutch casting of the whole fight when you banished Borgle.
Yeah, but I don't have a whole lot of ways to actually hurt people.
Oh,
At least not from far away.
so you're saying I'm good at hurting people? Thanks, Gelidus.
Your hummingbirds, I mean, man, they do a lot of damage.
A lot of talk of hummingbirds today.
Can you change it?
Change a hummingbird?
Well, no, your spell. Is your spell effect always the same thing? Or can you change
No,
it?
I've done a few different things. I've done the blue hummingbirds. I've done spectral green hands that flick Dirk off. I've done black skulls with like flames.
Very
If
metal.
I had used them on Rhymeroth, I would have made them look like really fat, derpy looking miniature red dragons to try to tease the dragon, and try to distract him. Ended up, didn't have the chance, was trying to use other spells at the time. But yeah, I picked the way that it looks.
That's pretty awesome.
I think
Well,
they were cherubs one time, I think too.
I
right.
think Ezra should be doing this.
I agree.
Fireball. Fireball.
Well, if it's just the one guy, I probably won't use Fireball. If it's more than one guy, or maybe a lady guy, then maybe I would use Fireball. Anyway.
All right. Well, I'll put your names in. It doesn't cost me anything. Yeah. Listen, if we're gonna go out to Chuckles' place, you should be prepared.
What do we need to prepare for specifically?
Well, Chuckles is an interesting character. Come on, I'll take you out. You walk down through the crowded inn. It smells really good in here. The lunch is like, Ezra's the only one who ate lunch. The rest of you decided not to eat and took a
Yeah,
couple
it was
beers.
a little strange. Just chowing down the entire time while everyone else drank their beer and ate nothing.
I had water. I'm fine.
Is
there any more beer?
Yeah. We're going to get more beer, yeah. And you can bring one on with you, Skip says. Come on. In fact, give me one
That
too.
beer was an appetizer beer. Now I'm ready for my main beer. Then my dessert beer.
It certainly hasn't gotten any less crowded in here. But you managed to like weave your way through to go towards the stables out back. Once there, you see that Vilthorn has set you up with a rather large wagon, pulled by a pair of large horses. You'll all easily fit on the back, although only 3 of you can fit on the bench across the front. Skip insists on driving. After all, he says, I'm the only one who knows where the fuck he's going. Seat
true.
yourselves. Who else wants to sit in the front?
I'll sit in the front.
I'll sit in the back.
All right, up front.
Very good. If you look on Owlbear Rodeo, let me pull up my Owlbear Rodeo.
Which map?
You have the correct map.
Huzzah!
So hold on. Can you see my highlighter? Can you see my highlighter here? This is the Bard's Cobbler right here. The horse and wagon take you down here and out this gate. Sorry, that is incorrect. The horse and wagon take you up to this gate here and out this road. You're heading almost due north. If you move your map up, Zerwin, you'll see all the way at the top a little brown cottage. It's actually not a cottage. You can't see it. This is all around. Once you exit the fields, by the way, these are potatoes down here. And then there's grain sort of down that direction. And then there's some hay fields for the horses. A lot of potatoes grown here. As you exit those fields, these woods here are incredibly thick. They have old growth hardwoods, basically maple, oak, beech, elm, and this road goes out, and you can't actually see the cabin or the log cabin house until you get very close. Once you get very close, there's a little trail that winds up, and once you take that little trail, you can see this cabin sits on a very large stone ledge. On the way, Skip says, okay, so look, Chuckles is a pretty friendly guy. He's a retired champion, though. So, be prepared if you ask him to tell you any stories. He's got a few, and he likes to talk about them. Also, try not to stare or, stand there with your mouth hanging open or your eyes really wide. Just take him in and accept him for who he is. He's really a decent fellow.
Guys out of game, we should totally be like, who the fuck are you?
All right. Skip pulls the wagon up near the log cabin house, which the log cabin house is like maybe like half again bigger than it needs to be. It's kind of like the door, instead of being like an 8-foot door, is like a 12-foot door, and like the wall, like the first story just seems to be like maybe like 40 to 50% bigger than it should be. Everything seems to be just like a little bit bigger than it needs to be, and it's all made from these big logs. But when you look around, none of the trees here have been cut down, so you're not sure. You can hear the sound of water in the distance. There is a very small river that you can see on the map, just sort of northeast of where you are. And when you get up on the rock ledge that the cabin is built on, you can see down over the edge and just catch like a glint of that river. didn't work. I really want to show you a picture of Chuckles.
Is he in the NPCs?
He is in the NPCs.
Oh, is he the moose?
Yes.
Of course he is. Chuckles the moose.
Nothing is working all of a sudden. It's terrible. I'm unhappy about everything.
We've done it, guys.
Yes! Victory! Yeah. When you enter the cabin after Skip knocks, you hear a voice from inside. Come on in! Wait, what just happened? Can you guys still see the thing?
I can.
I can. On the stream, it's a little small, but it's there.
We've all been there.
There it is. Huge in the stream now, almost as big as a moose.
Here sits, in his chair, Chuckles. He's got a big grin when you guys walk in because Skip walks in first. When he's sitting down, he looks quite large. But when he stands up, he's got to be 10 feet tall, not counting his antlers. He's enormous. And more importantly, he takes up a lot of space, just in terms of his body and his personality. Skip! He roars. Come here, you! And Skip comes over and Chuckles grabs him in a great big moose hug. And, lifts his feet off the ground so that Skip's feet sort of kick feebly in the air, almost like a small child. All right, you big lug, put me down. Oh, I will, eh? He says, and he puts down Skip. So, what brings you all here today? Did you come for some more beer?
Yes. We were told to grab some beer from you, and then we had to hoof it back.
Oh, that was pretty good. He's a clever one. I like this guy. So, Velthorn sent you then.
Yes.
Well,
If you can direct us, we'll be happy to do the majority of the work.
no, you've got to, sorry, but you've got to sit down and have a drink first.
Oh no! Twist my arm.
Stay right there. I got a new one I've been working on. He goes and you notice also, and you might not have noticed this at first, but there's some other things in the house. Like there's a dog curled up next to the fireplace that you can sort of see in the background of this picture. There's also now that you look up, some sort of humanoid mouse creature, which is clearly some sort of fey creature, sitting on the second story balcony, looking out the window.
Is it alive?
Oh yeah. And then there's a chicken that's kind of walking around the house, pecking at things here and there, and a cat, which is you're pretty sure a lynx. And then Chuckles comes back out with a keg over his shoulder. It's a full size keg, but on him it looks like a quarter keg maybe. And then he puts it down, and he hammers in a new tap, and he pours out he pulls out these kind of dainty mugs, and he fills up these kind of small dainty mugs with this bluish liquid. Okay, try that, eh? Let me know what you think. And he gets kind of giddy.
I'm gonna sniff it first.
I don't. I just grab one and throw it back.
Owen, it smells like blueberries.
I'm getting notes of blueberry.
Zerwin, it's like a shandy instead of like a citrus. It's a blueberry shandy.
You got bigger cups?
Oh, sure I do. Hold on. He looks so
So-
happy, and he like
Some
bustles
of
out.
us are going to enjoy this.
Oh, be careful though. It's He calls over his shoulder. It's pretty potent.
What are you talking about?
I am going to step out of 10 feet range of Zerwin so that my aura no longer protects him.
Mm,
What are you talking about?
yeah, it's He brings you a big mug and says, "Now take it easy there, big fella. Just one more. You gotta walk somewhere later."
I
Not
take
in
a
a
big
straight
sip.
line, we hope.
The stuff is
Where we got to go back to the cards, Bobbler?
yeah. Oh, I'll go load the wagon up, he says. Have a drink, yeah.
I'll-
Oh, and now there's some cheese and crackers on the table. He like
I'm
bustles
gonna.
out.
I'll set the drink down and go help him.
Okay.
I'll slide it over to Gelidus.
It is for everyone having one. Everyone who finishes theirs, it's like 12% alcohol. So yeah, each one of these is like, 3 normal beers. It's a little sweet. It's a little tart.
Just like Zerwin.
Just Aww.
Which is what I start saying to the dog.
The dog is it's like a coon hound of some sort, right? Those floppy-eared, brown, with the black spot on its back. Um, Wags its tail, its tongue lolls out.
Sugar boy. Oh,
And
sugar boy.
gives you a big slobbery kiss.
Oh.
And then, so Owen, while you're outside with him,
Mhm.
he's like, "Oh, thanks, buddy," and he like
No problem.
hands you an entire keg. So,
I have a. What do I need to roll?
nothing.
Athletics.
I think you have enough strength, right? You have a high
I have a
strength.
20.
Yeah, you're
So-
fine. You're fine. You're basically as strong as he is, but it's a little bulkier for you than it is for him. So you have to you can lift it just fine, but you have to crane your head to see around it when you're loading it in. You guys load in 6 kegs, and then he says, "So what's your name then, buddy?"
Owen.
Oh.
Owen Barkley.
Oh, you're not from around here, are you?
No, not at all.
So he sits down on the back of the wagon and he lights a pipe. It's definitely some sort of pipe tobacco. It smells like vanilla-y. What brings you guys here?
Oh well, variety of things, but we thought we might try to partake of this. We hear that this is quite a challenging tournament coming up.
Sure.
We think we've got a sponsor, so we're gonna give it a try.
Oh, well. Listen, if you want some pointers about the Three Realms tournament,
I could use 12 pointers.
Yeah, you got a sharp mind.
What's left of it, friend? What's left of it?
So, where are you guys staying then?
What's the name of the place that we're staying?
Tonight
The
you're staying at the
Bard's
Bard's
Cobble.
Cobbler.
The cards, Bobbler.
We're staying at the Bard's Cobbler, but only for like one night. They're kicking us out, so we have to find somewhere.
Oh. Well, you should come stay out here with me.
I mean, I wouldn't want to put you out. You've just met us.
Oh no, it's I got a whole guest house out there.
You
It's
have a
very
guest
generous
house.
of you, Chuckles.
Yeah. He motions and we stand up and look around the outside and there is in fact a guest house.
Is he only talking? Did he come back inside or are
No,
we all outside?
No, it's just Owen and him.
Oh.
The rest of you are inside petting the dog, looking at the strange mouse creature, which, by the way, is up, like, looking out the window, and every once in a while it looks down at you guys and, like, kind of gives you a suspicious look, but then kind of shrugs and goes back to looking out the window again. And then the chicken comes over and starts pecking at Ezra.
Yes.
I'm
Hey,
ignoring it.
Ezra, who's your friend?
Bill, do I recognize the strange mouse creature as any particular kind of fey creature?
Not really.
Okay.
Yeah. It looks like one of those, sometimes the elder fae will, imbue an animal with, sapience, basically.
Does the chicken seem like it wants anything in particular from me?
Yes.
We could use Dirk right now.
What does
To
it seem like
kill
it
and eat
wants?
the chicken?
It wants
No.
food.
To fucking talk to him.
Looking around, is there any obvious chicken feed or anything like that?
No.
Uh,
Can give it cheese and crackers. They eat anything.
yeah. Ezra will crunch up some crackers and feed little bits of them to
Unless it's
the
like
to the
a
chicken.
fucked up Dobby, like once we give it food, it morphs into a mutant.
And
Yeah, I don't.
yeah.
I was raised to not feed other people's pets.
the chicken pecks some of the crackers down and then looks up at you with its chicken eyes. Thank you.
Anytime.
It clucks and hops off and walks away. Oh, it's settled then, Chuckles says as he slaps you on the back, Owen. You'll just come out here and stay the night, and we can talk about what you're gonna do in the tournament.
Sure. I can do more chores in exchange for our lodging. We would like to pay, and otherwise, if
We'll work out a fair price.
all right. Do you want to go challenge Zerwin to a drinking contest?
Do you think he'll go for it? I'm twice his
Oh,
size.
I don't think you need to push him that hard.
Sure. Wait, we'd better wait though until you guys come back. You have some stuff to do.
I mean, we're already going to be dragging him. I mean, you gave him alcohol. He's drinking everything in sight right now.
He stands up and the wagon shifts as the load of his, body. The wagon like creaks a little bit. He walks back inside, knocks his pipe out before he goes inside. Apparently, he might have a rule about smoking in the house, even though it's his house. And even though he's doing it in the photo, he comes back inside with Owen. Right, well, better get the beer back, and I'll see you guys soon.
Yes. I do want to ask everyone before we leave. Our friend here has offered to give us use of his guest house.
Thank you, Chuckles. That's very generous. Is there anything that we could do to repay you for that generosity?
Yeah, you can bring me back some of the sauce from the cook-off that's gonna happen, and also you can listen to my stories and laugh at all the right moments. Eh? Eh?
We would happily do that.
Bill, does he have things carved into his antlers, like in what you affectionately called a photograph?
Yes.
Could I ask about the carvings in your antlers? Are those runes of some kind?
Yeah.
They're magnificent.
Thank you. I grew them myself.
Did you partake solely in the melee tournament or the unarmed or
He nods over in the corner where there's a series of axes against the wall. Zerwin, you see that like the rack of axes, and you're like, oh, buddy, we're gonna have some axe talking.
Yes, I was just saying that. I get up and I walk over and start looking at them. But
Yeah.
I'm drunk, so I
He
get
has an axe to
get
grind.
really close to them.
you guys are gonna talk some axe?
Yeah. Oh, you're an axe guy, huh?
God, look at this one.
Yeah, they're all like some of them are really shitty. So, like a couple of them, it looks like he built himself, but then the ones all the way on the end that are actually like kind of up and like hanging and like secured are beautiful. And then there's like it looks like maybe some sort of ceremonial one that's got gold and jewel inlay, and then the one all the way on the end. By the way, all of them look too big for you, right? They're all much longer handled.
Don't tell him
Yes.
that.
I also knock a couple of them over as I'm looking at them.
It's probably the cheap ones that are just on the ground.
Yes.
All the way at the end, there was one that you're almost certain is magical in some way. Oh, you're muted again, but yeah. Well then, I'll see you guys soon.
Yes. We already booked rooms for tonight, right? So we'll be back tomorrow, or does that
I'll
seem
be
fair?
here. Yeah, I live
All
here.
right. All right.
Hey, thanks for the beers.
No
What
problem,
did
buddy.
I tell you?
Come back and you and I'll have a beer and axe off. Eh?
Oh.
Nah. Um.
Uh,
Also, everyone can make perception checks as you leave.
do I have to use disadvantage because I'm drunk?
Yes, you do.
That was a critical success, 26.
That was a critical failure.
Nice.
I got a critical failure.
Nice.
I mean, 10, but
If you get a one is a one.
okay. I got a 1.
Owen and Jenna. What did you roll, Zero, actually, before I say what everybody notices?
An 8.
Okay. Galadis?
27.
Okay. Owen and Jenna, as you're leaving, you catch out of the corner of your eye a painting of a giant grinning like moose that looks like it's really poorly done. Maybe he painted it himself, kind of thing. And it just like you can't look away from it. You're like what even is that fucking monstrosity? Is this a self-portrait? Did he find another moose in these woods? Like what the fuck is going on there and why is it hanging on the wall? Um, Zerwin, you don't notice anything. Geldis and Ezra, who both had very, very good rolls. There is another much smaller painting on the desk. And in that painting, there is a blue ogre woman.
Well, that's interesting.
Are we just too far away to recognize it? It's not Kigi?
No, it's not Giggy.
Okay.
I lean over to Jenna.
That's a little racist.
Its eyes keep following me no matter where I move.
So big.
So big, and the proportions are very
Disturbing.
disturbing. It's like he tried to ruin it.
It's beautiful.
Oh, sure.
Jenna's a little drunk.
Skip, how as we're walking back, I'd like to ask Skip, how long have you known Chuckles?
Not long. We crossed paths once when I was younger. He's just like that.
He seems like a great guy.
No, he is for sure. You probably should. You know what? Never mind. You're doing great, buddy.
I feel like $100.
Could you maybe ride on the back on the way in? I feel like
What's $1?
there's some chance you might need to eject some of that on the way back.
$1 is moose currency, obviously.
Mm.
Okay.
Oh, why do you ask, Ezra?
Just trying to continue to learn more about the region and its people as we try to accomplish our own goals.
Yeah. Well, what else can I answer for the rest of you? Since we got this ride back.
Who's the moose in the painting?
I didn't see a moose painting.
You didn't see that moose?
No, I didn't notice.
Did you meet Chuckles here on Joram?
Yes.
Okay. Uh, do you know? I know that it's been a few years since you've been here. Do you know of any powerful magic users that we might be able to ask questions of?
Outside the, you know, my father's court, no. Uh,
Okay.
I mean, there may be someone that I will recognize.
Um, to clarify for you, Skip, since you're our guide, uh, what Speaker Shola told us before we met you was that there's an infection traveling through the ley lines, uh, and all sources of magic, and that is what is starting to affect the auroral diamond. So, what Speaker Shola had found was that the source of the infection was here in Drunal Hall.
Yeah. I mean, let me think about it. So the rumor has it that Linsarian Benathium or Benatham, that's the old woman in the castle.
Right.
Rumor has it that she has magic. Rumor has it that Vinith Geta has magic. Um, trying to think. Oh, there's well, pretty much anyone you meet from the wild is going to be magical to some extent, greater or lesser. You know, if you wanted to, we could probably talk to Ak Gung.
Who's that?
He's the head of the local thieves guild. He
That could be
knows
interesting.
he knows everything that happens around here.
Uh,
Oh, then there's Alvinus Sargenius. Don't I forgot about him. He's a local legend. He
right.
uh, was born in the Empire, was lost as a baby, was raised in the wild, and then adopted by someone in the Fey Kingdoms, and then returned here as an emissary. He'll be emceeing the games probably.
Hey, Skip.
Yeah.
Is it illegal to pee off the back of a moving wagon here?
Nope. No, buddy. You
Okay.
should totally. Just don't fall off.
Okay. No, I already went. I was just checking.
The Benathans and is it Giedas or Giedas?
Oh,
Vinith.
Gatas. Vinith
The
Gata.
the Benathans and the whatever. Do
Gatas.
they and the Gatas, do they generally not get along?
No,
Given
they
that
hate
they
each other.
given that they live in the two separate castles.
Yeah, no, it's just short of blood.
Have they both been in the Internal Hall for generations?
Yes.
Do you have any idea what's the origin of the hatred?
I don't. I just didn't care.
It's fine. Thank you.
Yeah. My guess is it's the same reason that all competing rich assholes hate each other because they have to compete with each other.
There's only so much room on the top of the mountain and all that.
Yeah.
Anyone else have any questions? Oh, look at that. We're back at the Bard's Cobbler.
Unless we're getting attacked on the road.
Nope, you won't be getting attacked on the road. The Bard's Cobbler has slowed down a little bit between lunch and dinner. Those are the words I was looking for.
Leonard.
Dinner. There's still quite a few people mingling about. The streets also of the town are slightly busier than they were previously as the afternoon kind of wanders towards its conclusion. The day is hot but not unbearable. and all of you who have not eaten and have drunk are really, really hungry.
I could eat.
Well, I think we all should eat because we get it for free, and we've just
I'm
delivered.
excited to see if they have dinner as a special.
Um, God, I lost the picture of the chef. Oh, there he is. I love this guy. In the main hall of the, are you going back to the Bard's Cobbler? Sorry, I shouldn't
Yeah.
have assumed. Yeah.
I think so.
In the main hall of the Bard's Cobbler, you see a new figure sitting down. Actually, you see two new figures sitting down. One of them is this fella here. Hold on.
And that Dragonborn in the NPCs looks like a real piece of work.
One of them is this guy here. Wait, why is it doing that?
Pay no attention to the thousand tabs that our GM has open.
There we go. One of them is this guy here. He's sitting and he's talking to Veilthorn and someone else that you don't recognize. Veilthorn, when you come in, waves you over. Come on, gotta meet this guy.
Is his plate currently
Sorry.
on fire like that?
No, that's when he's working in the kitchen.
Well,
Greetings.
where's he working now?
He's not working. He's sitting
Ooh.
down talking.
I'll go with him.
Oh, Jesus. Sorry. Here we go. This is. Sorry. Velthorn asks you to sit. Please. I want everyone to meet our star right now. This is Bertol Thickfingers. Bertol looks at all of you and he's got that kind of frowning, appreciative nod. Bertol here is a master of sauces. And I'm not.
Yes, we need to get some of the sauce.
Oh, you definitely do, says Bertol.
We need some extra sauce.
That's what they all say.
We need a lot of extra sauce.
Yeah, well, you come to the right place, lad. Yeah, sit down. Yeah.
I sit down.
I'm just about to whip something up. No, Velsorn says, please, before you go, I need to tell all these guys, look, he's being modest here, but Bertol is the first chef from Journal
Congratulations!
Hall. I'm not done yet. From
Oh.
Journal Hall to be nominated for the Fly Award ever. Well, I've dabbled here and there. No.
Ironic, Zerwin won the Fly Award on the way home.
Well, let me, you are honored guests tonight. Let me whip you something special up. You all like venison?
Who
Oh, yeah.
doesn't?
Sure.
Good, because I'm making pasta. And he stands up and walks into the kitchen. Also, the other person sitting with him. Let's stop sharing this because this person is impossible to miss. It's a dragonborn. He is wearing a white robe and pants. Why does it keep doing this?
Oh, I've started to sober up at this point, right?
Yeah, probably.
And he looks like he wants to talk to us about men's health and his Lexus.
Here he is. He's wearing sort of an open white robe and white pants tied at the belt with a drawstring. He does have a glass of some sort of fancy red wine. He's lounging back in his chair like this, and he's sort of sitting in the corner. And you now see that behind him is a whole entourage of people, several men and several women, who are all sort of hanging and like giggling and like talking to one another.
I wonder if that's the harem.
I wonder if we're going to fight this guy by the end of the night. The chances are going up by the second.
Oh, and is everything okay? You've been
I'm
very
great.
combative with basically about half of the people that we've met in the last few days. You've been ready to punch them out.
Yep. Not going to argue with that one.
Veilthorn says, allow me to introduce Viken Zrayax. Viken looks at all of you and, good evening.
Jana's gonna nod politely and then sort of inconspicuously sidle behind Owen.
What are
It's
you
a
drinking
pleasure
there,
to
big
meet
guy?
you, Mr. Zrayax.
It's nice to meet you as well. Ezra Briarhip, correct?
That is my full government name.
Hmm.
I thought you changed it.
And you are Zerwin, if I'm not mistaken. And Zerwin, the answer is I'm drinking something red and delicious. Would you like some?
Mm, no, I'll have a beer though.
I'm sure you will, but not from me. So I've heard that you're all in town, possibly to compete in the games. Is that correct?
Accurate.
Yes, probably.
You're well informed.
Well, I wish you the best of luck. I'm
Are you
fascinated.
here
Where did you all come from?
Various
originally
places.
or just before we came here?
Chuckles' house.
Hmm.
It's true. We saw a moose painting.
Hmm.
Who did?
People doomed to remember.
We make our home on the Auroral Diamond, but we all come from different places.
The Radiant Citadel.
Yeah.
Fascinating. I passed through there about 3 or 4 months ago.
That's where he found those pants.
Do you say that out loud?
I whisper it loudly.
What, these? No, I had these made for me. Would you like a pair?
Um,
I'll have them shipped here. What's your size? You'll fit in mine. I'll have a pair sent to your room.
thank you.
Not a problem.
Are you here to enjoy the games or to enjoy the chef competition Ezra inserts the name of the chef competition?
The fly competition, the fly
That's the
awards.
one. Yeah.
I am indeed, yes. And you're not from the Radiant Citadel originally, are you, Ezra?
None of us are.
Yeah, not many are. So, if you're not from the Radiant Citadel, you're not from here, but you know Skip, I'm guessing you met him at some sort of body drinking contest. Am I far off the mark?
I wouldn't call it bawdy. It was well organized. And I mean, there was drinking, but yeah,
What's Skip's reaction to this guy? Like, what's Skip's body language?
good question.
Skip has actually walked away, and you didn't notice.
Convenient.
We
Or
did meet
and this dude.
Skip in a contest of sorts, and now he's acting as our guide.
The prodigal son will do anything to get out the responsibilities of state. Can't say as I blame him. Pays shit and treats you like shit, and then you die. You
You do
though,
get to make
someone.
decisions, though.
Everyone makes decisions, Ezra. You're making some right now.
The one who's in charge gets to make decisions kind of for everyone, though.
Interesting. That mindset will keep you exactly where you've been your entire life, friend.
Looking forward to it.
I get up and go to the bar.
Well, if you all need some, let's say, advice,
We love advice. Any advice you can give us, really.
well, my first advice would be this town right now has a lot to offer. You should poke at its corners and look under its blankets and lift up its skirts.
We're pretty big on consent in this group.
And my second bit of advice would be knowing how little you know is one of the most powerful tools you can bring to pretty much any situation, especially an investigative one. When you found something interesting and you want some more pieces to fall into place, come talk to me. Um, at that point,
Where can we find you?
oh, I'm not I'm not hard to find, and I'm really hard to miss.
It's true, light bounces off you quite brilliantly.
Oh, where did I put that other one? There it is.
But if we were to translate nuance into an address, where would we find you?
I've decided to stay at the villa outside of Fort Magnus.
And they've decided to keep you as a tenant.
Oh no, I've evicted the local family for the week.
How'd you do that?
I paid them a stupid sum of money and told them to fuck off for a week.
Oh, okay, so they weren't really evicted. They were compensated to leave.
Yeah, well, I'm not a monster. At that point, another figure approaches. Hold on, it keeps doing this to me. It is this delightful. Oh man, come on, don't do that.
Stream's back up. Oh, went away again.
It is a young dragonborn woman who is very attractive. Nope, that's not it at all. All right, well, it's not working. But she's there. All right, can you hear me?
We can hear you.
But we only see the eye of Bilron.
All right,
Yeah.
hold on.
Folks, we're going to work on getting our visual back up here in the stream.
It's a very attractive young draconian woman, and she comes and like floats to his side.
I've stumbled back over with a beer in each hand, by the way.
He stands and puts his arm around her waist. Good luck to you.
I would like to insight her reaction to physical contact with this guy. Uh, 21.
She is. I mean, he's very attractive, and she is attracted to him.
Okay,
Um,
so no, he's not like a douche to
No.
her.
I didn't
He's
say
a
he wasn't a
douche.
douche. I just said that she's attracted to him.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's not like her reaction isn't like overwhelming,
Okay.
but it's definitely not. She's not drugged or tranced or anything like that.
So he puts his arm around her, and then does he take off or?
Yes, there she is. Yeah, they turn and walk away.
When they're out of earshot, I think Owen kind of like sits in his chair and goes, "Oh, I'm so amazing! Look at me with my white pants."
I'm giggling over there, drinking my beer.
Kellis laughs too.
You're about to have a pair just like him, Owen.
Oh, I know. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to wear them during the tournament over my armor.
He seemed to know an awful lot about us.
Yes, he's a cocky little shit.
Especially you, Ezra.
Yes, he was trying some bullshit on you.
Yeah, he seemed to have an almost fey sensibility.
Actually, I'll allow everyone to make another perception check real quick.
Well, I'm drunk again, so
Nope, I have
25.
I'm too pissed off at this guy.
Rolling really well on these things that probably don't matter a whole lot.
18.
16. Wow.
10.
Ezra, you're the only one who notices this, but the young woman, the young dragonborn woman, as you walked away, gave Dirk a lingering glance.
I'll mention that to Dirk, which means I'll mention it to the player who plays Dirk next week.
Gosh, Dirk's being uncharacteristically quiet about that.
It's great, isn't it?
So just for clarification, she was Dragonborn and not Draconian.
Yeah, I was
Correct.
going to say, so we kill her, right?
She's dragonborn. Sorry, did I
Okay.
say draconian?
You did. I just wanted to make
You
sure.
said Dragonborn first, though.
My bad. So, Skip comes back a few minutes later. Did he leave? God, I can't
Yeah, you
fucking
don't like
stand
him?
that guy.
Yes, yes, I understand. I immediately took a distaste for him. He's sending me pants, though.
What's wrong? Never mind.
No,
Actually,
no, don't worry.
Don't you just want to fucking punch him in his face?
Yes,
Sure do.
Yeah.
we were looking for reasons to do that. Well, at least I was.
You probably shouldn't, though, just to throw that out there.
Why? Why not?
Skip,
Well,
he seemed to know some things about us, which I wouldn't have expected him to know. He knew my full name, for instance.
when you have the kind of money that he has, you can do whatever you want, pretty much. He could buy this whole city.
Where did he get his money?
Oh, well, that depends on who you ask.
I asked you.
Where does he keep his
Uh,
money?
He got his money from daddy, basically.
Mm,
If you ask him, though, he got a small loan from his father and turned it into an empire.
He
what kind
gave
of
us
empire?
Well, he has holdings in rare and precious gems, in metal mines, in shipping, in licensing, in real estate. Pretty much everything.
Guys, we have to kill this guy. He's the symbol of capitalism that we must destroy. He's Elon Musk and Trump in one. Let's fucking kill this guy.
Yeah. It does. Oh, and you do like to add chaos to situations, don't you?
Yes, I'm a paladin.
Did you the advice that he gave us? Skip, he told us that it's valuable to know how much we don't know.
Listen, he wants us to go around doing some stupid investigation and stir up some trouble or something and probably tell him what we found because he doesn't know. And he's trying
Yeah.
to manipulate us into doing that. So I'd
Yeah.
rather just wear his pants with his name stitched across my ass, and I'm going to go fight a dude and make sure everyone sees that I have his name on my ass.
That's just gonna make people think that he owns you.
No. I'll write other words too.
On your ass?
Yes, around his name on my ass.
You need a
Sweetie,
bigger ass.
they're gonna think
Let's
he owns
try
your
it.
ass.
So, I mean, we know very, very little about this place or what's going on or what's about to happen or who's in charge and how
We're gonna
they
find out. We're gonna talk
maintain or
to.
consolidate power.
We're gonna bring
But
Chuckles some sauce, and he'll tell us everything.
a person like Vicken, I mean, given his entourage and his harem and things like that, he is likely here to try to consolidate his own power. So we need to be vigilant for that.
Yes, obviously, he's trying to manipulate us. Like, literally everything he said was trying to manipulate us.
Well, I mean, what a refreshing change of pace that we're being manipulated.
I see what you did there. You're welcome. Well, Skip says, can we just forget about that shitbag and have a nice night of hanging out together?
Yes, absolutely.
I would really like to not think about him possibly ever again, but at least for the next several hours. Let's go up to Valethorn's private room. He said we could use it tonight, and service up there is very good.
Okay.
Unless there's something else you guys want to do. Did you guys want to go talk to Hawk?
We just need to secure some sauce for tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem. I mean, we could go talk to Akagung if you want, or we can save that till tomorrow.
Do you think it's a little too late in the day for us
A Thieves
to...
Guild? No, they're just opening. However,
glance over to Jana, like,
you probably don't want to go there drunk, though, is the thing.
I'm not drunk, I'm just angry.
I'm drunk.
I like you, Zerwin.
Zerwin has simple tastes.
Maybe we could do that now before most of us have had a little too much, and then
Sure.
I'll
And
go.
then we
I'll,
could
I'll,
have-
sh-
and then we'll have a little too much after the fact. How does that sound?
Yeah, sounds fine. Aren't we going to look pretty out of place? Most
We
of us?
already do.
Yeah.
That's
Go
true.
get,
Fuck
go
it,
get your
let's go.
go get your pants.
How well known
Where are we
is the location of the Thieves Guild? I mean, you would think that maybe they keep that kind of hush hush.
Yes, they do.
Skip, do you know where it is?
I do.
All right. So we going?
Yeah, my computer just is doing too much, apparently. Doesn't want to do anything anymore. Yeah. So Skip takes you. I'm actually not going to mark it on the map because he sort of leads you like around and circles and like through alleys, and because none of you have ever been here before, you have no idea where the fuck you are or where you're going. At one point,
Impressive architecture.
yeah, at
Wait.
one point you come to the city walls, and from there you sort of it looks like you're going to walk into the city wall, and then there's like a door, not in the city wall itself, but in the wall that connects to it of another building that you couldn't see from outside. And Skip walks up to it and knocks, like politely. Yeah. It's and he like leans over and says something that you can't quite make out unless you roll really high on perception because you want to try to hear it.
Here we go. More big rolls. I'm gonna spend a sorcery point to reroll that.
22.
18. Highest roll of the
I rolled 2 20s because I'm drunk.
21. That's pretty good, Zerwin.
Sure is.
You rolled a nat 20,
No, I rolled two dirty
20s.
20s.
And
Yeah.
what'd you roll, Ezra?
21 total.
All right. No, anybody else roll above a 20?
22.
Okay. None of you get the full thing, but Ezra, Gelidus, and Zerwin, you think you hear Robin as one of the things he says. The door opens and you see a half-orc with tattoos and piercings at the door, and he sort of scans all of you and gives Skip kind of like a "it's your ass, I guess, man" look, and then you all are allowed in. There's, it's like a little pub sort of, and people are wearing hoods and disguises and pull them up when you walk past, and nobody looks you in the eye, and no one seems particularly happy to see you, but you're led into the back. And there in the back is a room with a bugbear in it that is like sitting on a massive couch, and an ogre sitting next to the bugbear, and then this guy sitting behind a desk.
Is it the
Skip!
goblin? Let it be the goblin.
It's the goblin. This is Akgung. Skip, you little fucking shit! What are you doing back in town? Thought I told you if I ever showed your face here again, I'd cut your nuts off and wear them as a necklace. Skip grins and says, "And I thought I told you if you got any uglier, I'd have to shit my pants next time I saw you. So, you got an extra pair of pants? Because, goddamn, you are ugly." Yeah. None of them could be as beautiful as me. So, listen, before we go any further, there is a matter of some money that you owe. It's been outstanding for about a decade now. And Skip reaches into a purse that's hanging off his belt and pulls out a coin. It is a specially marked coin. It has on one side an eye, and on the other side a weird ring with a symbol in it that you can't make out, and he slides it across. All right, so what can I do for you? Skip says, these are my friends, and they are in town for some business. Business, huh? Oh, you want to know something, don't you? Yeah, you do. You want to know something. Well, you can afford it. You're buying, I'm telling. What is it?
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Gung. We like to think of ourselves as humble servants. We're the kind of people who can get things done. Difficult things, challenging things, things that need to be done discreetly. So I think what I'd like to do first is offer our prestigious services to you. Is there anything that the Thieves Guild might need done without the actual pomp and circumstance of the Thieves Guild itself? Anything done by proxy that you might be trying to do?
The the pomp and circumstance. What the fuck are you talking about?
Again, I'm saying if there's something that you might need done, but you don't want to do yourself because you don't want it tied to the
Let me
Thieves
just stop you
Guild.
there. The only thing I do myself is wipe my own ass. Everything else someone else does for me. Stop trying to jerk me off and tell me what it is you want. You pay me money, I give you information. That's as far as this relationship goes.
Fine. We are interested in learning more about the ley lines, or the ley line specifically that runs underneath or near the city. And then additionally, um, our understanding is that there is a sort of infection running through the ley lines and sources of magic. If you had any information about that, we would want it.
Yeah, magic isn't exactly our strong point here. But if I were you, I would talk to the heads of the two houses and also the master of ceremonies. Alvinius Sargenus. No? Well, anyway,
We've heard of him.
good.
Let's see.
What
I'm
else?
gonna pause for a second. Anyone else have anything that they want to ask? I mean, there's all kinds of things I could ask about. Have you heard anything about an ancient oak tree somewhere in the forest that sheds acorns every single year?
This is a fucking joke? You want me to talk
No?
about an oak tree? Listen, I'm a city guy. I assumed all the oak trees shed acorns every year. Is that not true?
I mean, I'm not an expert. I'm not a botanist, but I think that they tend to shed acorns every few years. This one, I think, had, quite a haul of acorns every single year.
That's fascinating.
I don't know that it is.
What do you mean?
It's just a tree with acorns.
Uh,
This tree, the thing that maybe made it more interesting is it was said that it was over 5,000 years old.
oh,
Sacred tree,
that
but
tree.
lost to time. No one knows where it is.
Sure, everybody's heard of that tree.
Okay.
It's, what do you call it? A myth.
Yeah, right. A legend.
Right, yeah, you got it. Myth legend.
So you don't have any information about that myth maybe being real?
Look, if you want to know who's fucking who, or you want to know who's paying who off, or you want to know where, you know, the butler hid the body, I'm the guy to talk to. You want to know about trees? You want to know about myths? Go to a fucking library.
All right. I think that's everything that we have right now. I'm so sorry to trouble you and waste your time. But please know that my offer stands. If anything comes up, it's a busy time in Journal Hall. Anything comes up and you don't want to dirty your own hands,
Look at my hands. They look like they've ever been dirty to you.
they're spotless.
Well, your coin's good here.
Thanks.
See you later.
Not if we see you first. We probably won't. He seems, well hidden.
All right. You met the guys. Um, Back at the Bard's Cobbler, I assume. It's getting busy for dinner time. Um, your meal's ready by the time you get back. It's a massive feast that you've been served. It centers around this big tray of thick cut slabs of black rubbed venison that's still fairly rare in the middle, with this kind of crazy thick gravy poured over the top that's dripping down on all sides. Then there's like potatoes and carrots, lots of potatoes, actually, three different kinds of potatoes, and some carrots, and a giant loaf of actually surprisingly pale bread. It's delicious, and especially the sauce, like the gravy on top of the venison, is 10 out of 10. You never had anything like it. It's incredible.
I go into the back and try to secure more sauce with
Yeah, we
money.
ladle some into the bag of holding, just loose.
Just loose sauce.
Guys, you're gonna
Gonna
get
have to
gravy all. You're
suck
gonna
it
get
off the
gravy all over our
boys.
shit.
Worth it.
Loose sauce is probably the name of your gang. Yeah.
Spicy oranges to some, loose sauce to others.
No, just your gang, Owen. That's not no one
Oh,
else's.
my gang.
Yeah.
My gang of one.
Uh,
They call
yeah.
me the gang of loose sauce.
Well, no, it's like when you and Zerwin get together, maybe. It's like you're loose, he's sauce. Anyway, moving on. He'll give you a container to take to Chuckles. He knows Chuckles. Actually, I'm the base. If you don't tell anyone, the base of this sauce starts with his antler ale.
Oh, okay.
Mm. We can't even tell him.
He just winks at you.
Understood. I have no idea what that meant, guys. Uh, eh, let's get drunk. Is there any wine here? Do you have wine?
Oh yeah, there's wine. Go back up to the booth and you will be served. Eventually, at some point in the night, Veilthorn comes back up. Um, Calixos comes up. She is all fire all the time. Um, she takes no shit and gives tons in return for her no shit taking. And Veilthorn, like kind of the drunker he gets, like the quieter he kind of gets. And he kind of like sits back. At some point in the night, Skip says, "All right, okay, Veilthorn, it's time. It's time." And Veilthorn's like, "Come on, man. No, come on." And Skip's like, "Motherfucker, I haven't seen you in a decade. It is time now." And Veilthorn's like, "No, man, I just want to, come on, I just want to relax." And Skip says, "All right, so listen, you guys don't know this, but the reason that a shitbag like this could afford to buy a huge ass business and building like this is because what he's not telling you is he was the most famous musician in the Empire for a decade." Veilthorn's like, I'm retired. I just run a business now. I don't play. And then Skip like somehow materializes a lute from somewhere and like shoves it onto like Veilthorn's lap. And he's like, "Play the songs. Come on, play the songs." Um, and then he like tries to enlist all of you into goading Veilthorn. "Come on, trust me. You want to hear this. Come on."
I'm gonna
And
leave him alone. He probably forgot how to play. He's probably no good anymore.
Listen, the fastest way to get Skip to leave you alone is to just play one song.
Well, I
eventually,
get it. I'm a has been too. I can't. I'm sure it's
eventually, Calixos turns to him and says, "Come on, babe, I haven't heard you play in like weeks." And he's like, "All right." And he breaks out the lute and he starts finger picking it. And his fingers are light as a
talent.
feather. Um, they're quite fast, and he's very, very good. And his voice is like a kind of a, how do I describe it? It's a low crooning kind of voice, and then at one point in the song it breaks like way out. Like like that song Skinny Love by what's it, Bon Iver, is that the name? Where it's like he's singing in falsetto and it's kind of low, and then he like breaks out for the choruses. That's kind of like what his voice is like. It's just when it breaks out, it's like really full and incredible. Um, and it really does blow you away. In fact, yes, everyone is inspired.
Whoa.
Everyone has bardic inspiration.
How do we mark that?
Well, you're not gonna. I mean, are you gonna make a
Well,
roll?
is it inspiration or is it? It's inspiration. We just.
It's bardic inspiration. So at some point
Okay.
we can add a D
1d6.
whatever based on what level our guy is.
Okay.
Yeah, the next time you want to make a skill roll, if you make one tonight, because it's gonna wear off after you sleep. But if for some reason tonight you need to make a skill roll, you'll be able to add.
You can make you can decide after you see your roll, but before you know whether or not you failed or succeeded. I think that's how bardic
Cool.
inspiration
We
works.
should go and kill that guy tonight. We should find him and kill him.
Yeah, he's probably very well connected, and then
He's gonna be
most of
really
that
disconnected, though.
most of that entourage would probably die to defend him. Also, do you remember, Owen? We were given a very short list of rules to follow.
A D12 is what you get to add. Sorry.
Wow. That's like
Some
the
good,
biggest one.
some good singing.
You should steal his pants.
We should steal his pants.
Yeah.
It's probably a rule against stealing his pants in particular. Everyone else's pants is fair game. Not that
Listen,
person's
Let's
pants.
say I don't. Why should we kill him? You're the only one who's gotten a gift so far.
The gift of pants.
I know. I'm always the stick in the mud.
Yeah, that's true.
And I know
He was so douchey to you. He was like, I know your full name. Oh, I'm so mysterious. Oh, go look
please
over
know that
here."
I relish every opportunity to take a stick and jam it in the mud. But you need to remember that if we break any of the laws here, really bad things are going to happen to us and probably happen to Skip.
Oh no, I'll be fine. I'm like a prince in this, but you guys will be fucked,
Damn
and I
it,
won't be able to
Skip.
save you. No, you guys will be truly fucked, and I really won't be able to save you. The
Never
laws here,
mind.
listen, people here in the Empire are a little rule crazy. They're a little rule crazy. Well, not like the people, but like the nobles and the people who have the money. They get a little on there. They're fucking assholes. They're just fucking assholes. Right? That's why I left. Because why? Like, what fucking difference does it make? Right? It's fucking dumb. You know what I mean?
Sure.
He's
We
a
need
little
to
drunk.
remember we can't kill anyone. Unless,
Right.
Unless you can
Are
prove
there rules?
self-defense.
Are there rules against humiliation? I am defending against his terrible taste in pants.
I don't think that's gonna cut it. We have courts. You could try that.
The
Defense.
court of pants.
No pants courts. I said no pants courts.
I'll push another drink towards him.
Oh god, yeah. Listen, I just like you guys, and I want you to be safe. And it's not safe here, especially not for people that are new, like you guys are new.
I think we're fine.
Is there anything specific that makes new people less safe?
Yeah, you don't know all the rules, and everyone here is a backstabby fuckhead. Well, not everybody, but the powerful people are. You can't trust any of the nobles. They will fuck you in the ass as soon as you turn around, and they won't ask permission. They'll just
Sounds like
not
every noble
literally,
I've ever met.
yeah. And they only care about themselves and their own fucking money, because they're fucking shitbags and their own
What do
power.
you care about, Skip?
Well, that's a good question. I really care about my friends, but mostly I just care about sense of freedom and a way to explore as much of the worlds and universes and planes as I can. It's so beautiful, Ezra. There are so many beautiful things to have seen, and I've only seen the tiniest pieces of them. There, there are sunrises on oceans I'll never get to. There are children starving in streets that I can give food and clothing to, but if I don't get there, I can never help them. There are mountains to climb. I only have so much time.
So why'd you come back? Like, that guy came and told you to come back, but like, literally, you could be anywhere.
My dad died,
Mm.
and he was a shit, but he was still my dad. I need to go to the funeral at some point.
Do you know?
They'll have a big feast. He's a fucking emperor. It'll happen after the games.
Mhm.
Besides, if I hadn't come back, I wouldn't have met you guys. And I like you guys. You guys are pretty cool.
That is true. We are pretty cool.
We like you too, Skip.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Skip. We won't cause any problems.
Yeah. I feel responsible, you know? I am responsible. I'm literally responsible.
Hey, Skip.
Yeah.
Do you know somebody named Ted?
Yeah.
Just
Do you
one?
know?
No, I think I met lots of Teds. What's he look like?
Oh, I don't know what he looks like. Do you know? Did he lose this? I pull out the item that has Ted's name on it.
The half of a locket.
Yeah, half of a locket.
I know what it is. Let's see. Does Skip recognize this? You know,
Remember, he has that Bardic Inspiration dice too, Bill.
that looks familiar, but I can't quite place it, actually. Where'd you get it from?
I don't know.
Yeah, kinda awesome. What else did you find? Did you find anything else?
He goes through his pockets, pulls out the
Oh.
pocket watch and stuff, and puts it out on the table.
There's got to be something new since then now too, right? It's been like a full 24 hours.
He looks at the pocket watch and he's like, "Whoa, that's fucking cool. It's a pocket watch."
Yeah, we had never seen one before.
Yeah, they don't make them around here. The Fae would hate that fucking thing. Only way it'd be worse if it was made of iron. So anyway, what else you got?
He pulls everything out. So the
He looks at
fork
the
with
fork.
the
He looks at the fork with 6 tines and he says, "That's my fork. You can have it though."
oh, thanks.
Yeah, it's a special ceremonial fork.
Yeah, why are there so many fucking tines on it?
Well, it's supposed to indicate your rank. This is a fork. You keep it. I think it's really good if you keep it. You should pull it out anytime you want to fuck up a noble around here. Not like fuck them up. I mean, like, they're like, look at this little shit. And you're like, yeah, but look at this fucking thing. They're going to be like, oh, he's got status.
So do all the nobles here, do they all rank themselves based upon forks?
No, it's a stupid thing. It's like one of many things. There's like sigils and like houses and like anyway.
So it's not a cutlerarchy of some sort.
No, it's just you're only supposed to have 6 tines in your fork if you're part of the royal family.
Gotcha.
Galadus.
So is everyone Big Spoon, or are there some little spoons?
You wanna be a little spoon? Oh, hey, wait a minute.
Um,
He pulls the rock out, the little blue rock, right? You pull that out?
Yep.
Hey, I gave this to Jana. And he gives it back to Jana.
Thank you.
That's not yours, Gallus.
Oh, I never said it
Galatis
was mine. I was just holding on to it.
they just find their way to you.
Exactly.
Could I hold on to the fork? It could be useful during a negotiation.
Sure. Do you want me to hold on anything for you?
For me,
Yeah.
do you want some more gems for your spells? Hold on, let me see. Yeah, you know what? Why don't you hold this demonic book that is cursing me? Um,
I don't know if it really wants to. I don't know if it wants to come over to me.
Oh, it definitely does not.
That's not what it's saying.
Here, what about the hat of disguise? Do you want to hold on to that? If you put it
Sure.
on, you get a randomized disguise.
He immediately puts it on.
What are you now disguised as?
Oh, I don't know.
You,
It's random.
yeah, when I put it on once, you had me roll a d10,
Oh, that
and
thing? You put it
yeah,
on, Galadis? Oh yeah, roll
Yep.
a d10.
I think it was a d10.
Oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about now. This is gonna be great.
I got a 10.
You got a what?
10.
Oh, you fucking. Oh, this is the worst thing that could have happened. Galadis disappears.
Jesus Christ! I killed Galatis.
What the fuck? Ezra, where'd Gallus go? Galadis! Skip screams. Zerwin! Find Galadis! What's he smell like? Skip is like
Galatis,
kind of legit panicking.
are you still there?
Galadis, you can see and hear everything that's happening. You're
Okay,
invisible.
so I'm just invisible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you guys.
What the fuck?
Man, that hat is probably more useful than this goddamn fork.
You,
Ezra,
you made a bad trade, Ezra. Galadis got the good end of the trade. Go
you
get
didn't
it
tell me
back.
this was a hat of invisibility.
I mean, I guess one of the disguises is invisibility. You seem pretty well disguised right now.
He's
You look
got a
like an
point.
empty stool.
How long does it last? Do you know?
I think as long as you're wearing it. I only wore it briefly and it made me look like a dwarf,
Oh, I'm sorry.
I think. Or it might have been an elf. I
That's
can't
the
remember.
best. That's the best you've ever looked.
I agree. No, he's beautiful. Look at him. I take it back, Ezra. You're beautiful.
You too, Skip.
Although it's the best you've ever looked, Zerwin, is when Ezra turned into a dwarf. That was the best you ever looked. Because then there was a less attractive dwarf standing next to you, made you look more attractive.
Good.
Mm. Mm. But none of you here, none of you are ugly. You're all beautiful. It's just that Jana's the most beautiful. Let's be honest. She is.
Don't talk like that. You sound like my ex-husband.
Ex-husband?
Don't worry
Jana?
about it. Don't worry about it.
We're not
There was
worried.
this guy. If we see him again, we'll stab him. It's fine.
Yes.
Happily.
I'm in. I'll stab him. It'll be
Does he
great.
wear white pants? I hate white pants, apparently.
No, don't tell me it was
Not
that
that
guy.
guy.
Okay, good. Phew.
Look,
Make
guys,
sure
I
that
made
he's-
bad decisions, but not that bad.
That's what we'll save the pants for. We'll put him in white pants and then we'll stab him.
Well, that's a good idea. The night wears on. At some point, there's like Zerwin, you're invited to dance on the table with Calixos, actually.
Which I do.
Yeah, she's like, get the dwarf up here, and she like jumps up on your shoulders and like vaults off. She's very athletic. And then she does like this crazy thing where she does have a very long tail. and she like wraps it all the way around you, and then like hangs off like backwards off the edge of the table, and then like plants a big fat smooch on her boyfriend's lips / beak. At another point in the night, sounds like there's some sort of bar fight that happens downstairs, and who's immediately jumping up? Skip immediately jumps up. I assume that Zerwin and Owen are also probably immediately jumping up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I want to get involved. I have a bardic inspiration.
Yeah. So all of you like burst out onto the floor because it sounds like there's a fist fight happening, but it's actually a mud wrestling match. They've brought in some sort of like tub and filled it with mud, and these two guys are like trying to throw each other out of the mud pit tub, and like people are like shaking like bags of money and like cheering. And then that's like at first, when Veilthorn first sees it, he's like, "Oh, this is fucking awesome!" And then he's like, "Wait a minute, there's a mud pit in my bar." And then he goes down and like shuts it down, and then kicks him outside. Who else shows? That's probably everyone who shows up on the first night, honestly. Oh, that's not true. You do see at a certain point they point out. Skip points out Alvinus Serjanus. He's like sitting alone in a corner. I'm not gonna post this picture up here because you're all drinking and you might not remember that well tomorrow. But he is human and wears a green hooded cloak, and people come up and he has a friendly rapport with everyone, but he's very reserved and quiet. And sitting next to him is, I can only describe it as some sort of raven person. And the raven person doesn't say anything, and nobody like acknowledges the raven person as when they go up to talk to Alvinus. And then you guys have a couple more drinks and slowly start to pass out. You guys have rooms. I'm not sure if you've decided you want to make it to the room or not. I'll let you decide whether your character makes it back there or not. However, I do need to know who's going to make it back to the rooms to sleep and who's going to sleep like wherever they fall over, or who wants to sleep on the couches in Veilthorn's office. As we wrap up here, I've got one more thing to do. Then we're going to wrap up and hand out Danger Awesome points and do a prize for everybody watching tonight.
Janet goes back to the room.
Yeah, I'm obviously falling asleep wherever I fall.
I'm heading
Room.
back to the room.
Hopefully on top of a large tiefling woman.
Okay. Everyone in the room can make a perception roll at disadvantage, except for you, Ezra.
Except for me.
Except for you.
What do I do?
You'll see in a minute.
22.
Ezra, I swear to God, if your book is slurping people.
It sounds like it's slurping me, which
What's the
not excited about.
Technically, that's okay. It's your book.
Jesus, guys. Good
What's-
rolls. So you have to roll it twice and take the worst one. That's
Okay.
what disadvantage is.
Thank you.
It's really
20.
good rolls.
Okay. God, where did I put these notes?
Oh, and
Everyone.
Dirk? Can we roll for Dirk too? No.
No.
No, we don't roll for Dirk.
Dirk wanted to hear it. He would have come.
I really wanted to hear Dirk talk to Chuckles animals.
Everyone in the room makes the roll. Everyone rolled above a 20, right? Even with disadvantage?
Looks that way.
A 20 or higher.
Right. Okay, everyone hears then someone come in the middle of the night and wake up Ezra saying that there's someone downstairs that wants to talk to him.
Can you tell me about the person who wakes me up?
It's one of the bar bouncers. Hey, you're Ezra, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, there's someone downstairs that says they want to talk to you.
What do they look like?
It's a short guy. I don't know. He's sober.
All right. All right. Ezra gets up and goes downstairs.
It's much quieter in the hour before dawn. Um, there are people passed out here and there, but for most part, it's empty. Which is why the figure standing or sitting in the corner stands out so much because they look attentive and alert. They're wearing a hood, but when they see you, they stand up as you approach.
I suppose you're here for a good reason to wake me at this ungodly hour.
As you get closer, um, the figure pulls their hood down, and it's your father who reaches out and grabs you in an embrace and pulls you in and into a crushing hug. Oh my God, I never thought I'd see you again. Ezra, you're okay.
Uh, yeah, Ezra's speechless.
You're alive. Oh my son, you're alive.
How did you find me? How did you end up here?
We cast a seeking spell as soon as you disappeared. You came back into range sometime earlier today. I've been traveling all day.
Are you here alone?
Yes, I couldn't take anyone with me. I
Okay.
traveled through the Fey Kingdoms.
Okay.
Oh my God, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so glad you're okay. Are you okay? You're okay, right?
I'm well, other than the, splitting headache, being in a tavern and all. Kind of, up to my old hijinks.
Listen, there's a lot going on at home. Um, there's been some issues with House Operon.
I've heard about Lady Lirthana and Lady Celestana.
You heard?
I
Okay.
have. We have some business here, on Joram, and I suspect that there's a very good chance we'll be heading to the Feywild next. Maybe a few days, though.
This island is some sort of border between the mortal realms and the Fey realms. You can literally walk to the Fey realms just that way. He points westward. It's
To the
hazy
west.
and fuzzy, but you can feel the difference. Also, there is some great evil in this town. I can sense it. Can you?
I haven't sensed it yet, but that's why we're here. Or it's one of the reasons we're here is to figure out what's causing it and try to stop it.
Something terrible is here, Ezra. Are you alone?
No, I'm with friends. We have a guide who um has also spent time in the Feywild. He found an entrance through in a door that was in a tree. I'm not sure if it's the same way that you came.
I just walked here.
Okay.
The wilds work in odd ways.
Right.
I I should get home before I'm missed. Um, things are tense now. We're safe, but we could get evicted, um, depending on what happens. And I don't want to leave your mother alone right now.
Is there anything I can do to help the two of you from here now?
Is there anything we can do to help you? You're our son. What can we do?
We have things handled. I'm with friends who are very capable, and I would trust them with my life. We have a guide who, like I said, he's a noble from this realm, but he's traveled the plains himself. He's very knowledgeable. Um, we're we're gonna take a few days to resolve things here. Probably there will be some bumblefuckery as a part of that, but um, then I think we're coming to the wilds next.
Take this, please. He hands you it's a seeking coin, basically. I'll at least know where you are and if you're safe.
Can I communicate through it?
No, but yeah, you'll know that I'm alive, and I'll know where you are, and you're alive.
All right. If you need to escape with Mother, do it. I can only imagine the upheaval that's happening within the house right now. Stay on your guard, be ready to move at a moment's notice, and find me if that happens.
Look at you. Grown up. Wait, no, I can't, the fire. We thought you were dead. What happened? Can you tell me before I have to go?
Uh, I'd been tasked with finding a book. I found the book, but there was another family who wanted it, and a fight broke out in the library of the Sealy Court, and the book I was able to escape, and I ended up on another plane far from the Feywild. Uh, but that's all that I can tell you, and can't tell anybody. You don't tell anyone that I'm alive.
Okay.
Inside your father. Woo, woo,
Yeah, can I actually? Sure.
woo. Metagaming pigeons.
Yeah, I've said a little too much. I'm actually angry at myself for saying so much.
Yeah, dude.
But so I'm
Come
gonna.
on. He shows up out of the blue after fucknuts McGillicuddy was
I
talking about
am.
you.
Do I have the bardic inspiration, or is that gone because I was asleep?
Yeah, we'll say you got it still.
Right. I am going to use that bardic inspiration on this 14. That makes it a 23.
All right. We'll end right there, for the night, and and
Of course we will.
yeah, and we'll can pick this up next time.
That feels like a bad sign.
Woo.
Potentially,
We're
potentially
fucked.
not.
Woo.
Who knows? So let's do this. Everyone give each other Danger Awesome points, and also if you have been listening in and you have a character that you think deserves Danger Awesome points this evening, just write the character's name in chat, and whoever gets the most votes will get an extra Danger Awesome point to spend in their game.
Owen gets mine for the cutler archery.
That's good.
Because you were to pronounce it too.
Ezra gets mine.
Thank you.
Zerwin for drunken shenanigans.
Jana gets mine for the multiple slights against Dirk.
Oops.
I'll mark it down, but I'm going to give Dirk one for not slowing us down tonight.
You guys know he can watch these, right?
I think he's counting on it.
I think we would all do this to whichever of us doesn't show up, right? One can only hope.
I'm going to. Go
I
ahead.
did miss. I wish Dirk was there to talk to the animals, though, and to comment on the hot dragonborn.
Yeah, I think I
That's where
really
I was-
want Dirk to meet this guy. I think it's gonna be.
He's that's going to be fireworks.
It's
for
gonna
sure.
be so good.
I'll just lean in and be like, you should kill him.
All right. So the crowd is gonna give out 2 Danger Awesome points tonight. One to Jana for the apple attempt.
Yeah.
That was pretty good. And the other one, that was from Ghost Boy Rin, and the other one from the Real Foxy Proxy goes to Ezra. I assume for role playing there at the end.
Thanks, Foxy.
All right, I'm also gonna do real quick. I'm gonna do a raffle to see who wants a prize. Yeah, go ahead and type your name in chat now if you want one. As for all the players, I am going to be using the NPC channel more and more. I'm going to be using the downtime channel, but like all the NPCs you met tonight, I'm going to be giving more pictures with names so that you can like have them to put a name to face. And if you have questions about Owlbear Rodeo or the maps or where things are, every single one of those buildings in Drunel Hall has a purpose, has people living in it, has jobs. It's all populated. So you can ask me about literally any one of those things. And in theory, I should be able to answer it. Thank you to the interwebs. All right. Only 2 people here, but you know what? They're 2 good people. Let's see who gets the award. So 1, 2, 3 is Ghost Boy Rin, and 4, 5, 6 is Real Foxy Proxy. And I have rolled a 4. Congratulations, Real Foxy Proxy. Have you won one of these yet, Foxy Proxy? I don't think you have. If you haven't, this one is for you. It's blue, and it's beautiful. And I'm going to put it over here in the collector's prize area so that you can have it. Congratulations. Well done. I'm going to turn the stream off. Have a good night, everybody.
Thanks,
Thanks for
everybody.
tuning in.